It's with a heavy heart that I announce my retirement from the NASCAR Xfinity Series in full-time competition. The crushing defeat at Phoenix International Raceway, where we lost out on the Championship 4, was a crushing defeat. But there is hope, as there always is, as we have many cup offers looking to next season, where we will be in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series with some team. And at the end of this video, we will take a look at those cup offers, and we will allow the silly season speculation to get underway. But there is one more race to go on. It's at Homestead Miami Speedway. It's going to be a 50% race. So we're going to send the Xfinity Series off, hopefully with a interesting race. Now, the thing that we need to look at, since everybody's probably been curious about this, and certainly I am curious as well, let's see exactly how many rivals I have going into the last race after a brutal, grueling schedule of Xfinity Series races. So we've got 4 there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 23. And Jeremy Clements is mad. So he potentially is going to... We potentially have a few people here that could get mad at me before the end of the year. And here's the people who are friendly with me. Brandon Jones, Timmy Hill, who of course is the car I took over for, or the driver I took over for in the 40 car, so that would make sense. Annette the Threat, and Eric Almirola. So that's kind of interesting that the Smithfield guy and the guy I keep calling a threat are the ones who aren't mad at me in any way. But I can tell you, well over half the field being my rival, this is going to be one whale of a finish. Let's head to Homestead. Homestead Miami Speedway, where our full-time Xfinity Series career comes to an end. We're not racing for a championship, but we can certainly race for pride and get that momentum heading into the 2018 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series season, and hopefully impress a few of those people who have our contracts on their desk waiting for me to sign. So since this is the last Xfinity Series race, I guess I'll show the entire qualifying attempt for me. This, as you can see, the pit lane exit is always a bit of a bugaboo down there. There's not a lot of grip, especially when you loosen the car up for qualifying. So we head on to the Homestead Miami Speedway, and hopefully we'll have a good qualifying effort here. The banking certainly helps me quite a bit because this car usually understeers like a truck, but when I loosen it up and we get some banking, we can definitely surprise on these 1.5 mile tracks. So as we take the green flag for a final qualifying run here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, we'll send it off into turn 1. Car a little bit loose, but it's okay. Loose is fast. At least that's what I'm telling myself here as we work down the back straightaway. Going to try to put this car in a good position as we go underneath the blimp, which isn't a Goodyear blimp. It almost looks like a Southwest Airlines blimp, but that doesn't make any sense. It's a car, again, loose through turns 3 and 4, but it's not wrecking loose. It's very controllable. Off of turn 4, through the Gacko restart zone and across the line, 24th. Man, if we'd only made it into the Final 4, that's one of our best qualifying efforts on a 1.5 mile this whole year, and it comes in the last race. What a shocker that is. All right, let's get down to business. Let's go out on a high note and go out on top here in the Xfinity Series. All right, so down for the green flag here at Homestead Miami. Final Xfinity race in the career mode, and we are underway. We crowned a champion today, but that doesn't really matter a whole lot to me. I've got some seriously good cup offers to look at when we get to that point, but right now we're getting wrecked by Dakota Armstrong and almost get spun out there. Car very loose in traffic, so, and it didn't help that we got loosened up there quite a bit as Ben Kennedy goes around the outside, the new Grand Poobah of NASCAR, as we're going to try to just sneak off here into turn 1. Almost got wrecked there from Joey Gase from behind. These the AI cars love to run the top groove here at Homestead Miami. Thank God that's not grass anymore. It's orange pavement now. That probably saved my butt. That didn't save my butt, though. And look at the grass. Look what happens when you get in the grass. We gotta pave all the grass. Oh my God almighty. That's what happens when you have 23 rivals. Okay, come on, come on. All right, cars going back straight. Okay, let's try to not have that happen anymore. I think we can catch back up fairly quickly. I mean, we've got 22 laps here in this stage to catch up. Our fuel tank is 28 laps, so we're not going to have to worry about pitting, but we are going to have to worry about getting back up there into the fight. 150-mile race, as this is a 300-miler in real life. So, going to be quite a bit of running here at Homestead, but I guess a long race isn't a bad thing, especially because when we get thrown to the back like that, generally speaking, you want a long run to be able to get that car back up into the front of the pack, and hopefully once the field spreads out a little bit, we'll be able to pass them. And another good thing about running this loose is that as the car tightens up, as the tires burn off of it, we'll actually be able to run slightly faster because of that added, or I guess subtracted, grip from the front tires. Well, the back of the car being loose will help it turn into the corners. So again, you can see the AI, like I was saying before I got spun out by several drivers, AI love to use that high lane here at Homestead, so it definitely gives you a little bit of an advantage if you can find a way to run the bottom and run fast on the bottom. But sometimes they'll move down. As you can see, they're kind of moving down in the center lane. There's a couple guys going kind of low. Whoa, whoa, that was a bit of a tail wag there. See, I tried to run low to try to make up time on the AI, and it didn't quite work out for me. Almost went backwards into the wall, and that wouldn't have been good. So I guess we'll run in the middle part of the track here. We know we got a fast car. We've got a 24th place car at least from the qualifying proceedings, and I think if I can keep running that fast throughout the entire race, we'll be okay. I'm kind of a little bit disappointed that there's going to be no green flag pit stops, at least in the first two stages, looking at the fuel mileage versus stage laps. That's one thing I do like about the Cup Series. It seems like we always get pit stops mid-stage sequence,
You're hitting your mark. Great lap.
which helps kind of the flow of the race a little bit better, makes it a little bit more interesting. Get that strategy call going, which is kind of nice. If you're going to have mandatory cautions, it's at least nice to have a little bit of strategy involved in the thinking there. So we're going to go down the back straightaway, get a little bit of a draft off of Majeski. Now we'll work off into turn one, and we'll try to get to the inside of Majeski without him chopping down on me. You can see...
Hold your line.
Oops, that's probably going to bring out the yellow if he doesn't... Yeah, he didn't save it.
Yellow's out.
That was definitely not intentional. There was absolutely no intent behind that. But what we will do, since we will be at the back anyway, we're going to come in and get some repairs done to the car. And essentially just give Majeski his place back, because we're a nice person. But more importantly, I wanted fresh tires, because I feel like we can really get a good restart here. Obviously, we're not going to get it on the initial restart, especially because Majeski was going to come up into me, because we've aggravated him a significant more portion than he already was, being a rival of ours. And now we're going to go down to the inside. Can we make it stick? Well, we at least made it underneath David Starr. We're going to try to get to the inside of Majeski. Couldn't quite get there yet. Down the back straightaway, in behind our boss, Carl Long, who's yet another rival. One of course, 23 of them in the race. And now we go underneath, all the way to the bottom. Those fresh tires working out incredibly well, as Ray Black Jr. is going to try to bully me down there. Hashtag stop the bullying. Ray Black did not appreciate that. And almost getting into Dylan Lupton. Now all the way to the bottom. Whoa, 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 whoa. Little too much at the bottom of the track. Get up into the wall, save it. Help the... Wow. People are going to complain in the comments, your car's too loose. No, I just wasn't driving a loose car very well. There's a difference. It's not too loose. I swear, it's not too loose. The problem is, maybe I should tighten it up, because if I think about tightening it up, tightening the car up will help me run that bottom lane, but the problem is when the tires burn off, it's going to be me getting into the wall like I was. I think it wasn't. Was that Phoenix? No, it wasn't Phoenix. It was Texas, where I just completely out to lunch and I was getting passed by everybody. I don't want to have that happen again. But of course, if I'm sat back here in 40th position the whole race, because I keep spinning out every time I try to go underneath people, that's not going to help very much either. So let's get this old motorsports business management car up into the front for the last time. 10 to go in the stage. We're clearly not going to make it or make up any time in this stage. Get them stage points. And Daniel Hemrick is falling behind us. That's odd because we didn't pass him. He's not a chaser anymore though, but it's kind of strange that he would be. No, he's coming into the pit. So this game, when a guy breaks, it always seems like they immediately put them to the back, even if they haven't actually gotten past yet. And I'll tell you, we're not actually catching Dylan Lupton and Ty Majeski quite the way I thought we would. We've got 26 laps left in the fuel tank, but we're still about 7 laps away from the end of the stage. I don't know if, well, we'll probably have about 17 laps of fuel left in the car. I could do a little bit of a strategy call at the end of the stage, just go for 2 tires and like 1 can of fuel, because that could theoretically fill the tank up, and we could get some track position. We'll find out. We've got 8 laps to go though, and hopefully 8 laps where we can make up some time. Ooh, I just drove it in a little too aggressively there, and I almost went around for it. Get it? Aggressive goes around. Get it? Memes. Alright, so we've got the 4 back markers that are always the back markers. Starr, Majeski, Lupton, and Long. I think we'll probably be able to pass them here, though around the outside is going to be difficult. Down the main straightaway to the outside. Majeski's going to slide up the track. We'll slide underneath him. Lupton's going to try to block me down low. We slid up into him. I'll be fair, that was my fault. I slid up into him, no doubt about it. Now off into turn 3. Is Lupton going to try to wreck me down here? No. We'll be through underneath Mr. Starr, and now in behind the boss man, who's probably not too pleased that I just announced my retirement from Xfinity competition before this race. So we got 6 laps to go. The boss man, Carl Long. We'll just drive underneath him, absolutely flat out now. So we've got a good long run car for sure. I didn't even lift going into that corner. Pin the throttle down to the floorboards. We'll try to do it again here in 3 and 4, because we can really make up some time. I think the AI are really starting to struggle on their old tires. Thankfully, since I caused a crash, I was able to bring out the yellow and get some fresh tires for myself. 5 laps remaining in the stage. Dive it off into 1 and 2. Back end coming around just a little bit, but that helped me turn. In behind Morgan Shepherd, down to the inside. 3 wide with Yaley and Shepherd.
Stay right there.
And lost the front end behind Ray Black. And we're going to fall back, and hopefully not too far back, because Carl Long is coming up behind me. No! Here they come. It's like the friggin', oh, that was Majeski getting some revenge there. Uh-oh. Dale. And I brought out the yellow. Good job, David. I'm clapping on my controller for that. Well, that was a sloppy stage 1, to say the least. Nobody is coming in. Are they stupid? Okay, well, we're going to pit. We're going to get some fresh tires and some fuel. Why not? I honestly can't even imagine why the AI did not pit. That very much confuses me. I thought for sure they would have come in. But when you question the AI logic in this game, a lot of times you will get question mark. And again, I'm sure people are yelling at me for not tightening up the car. I thought it's pretty fast, so we're going to stick with it for now. And also now these guys are on 20 lap old tires, and I'm not. So I sincerely hope I'll be able to get something done here, as we don't really get anything done underneath Dylan Lupton for sure there. And now down the main straightaway, we've got friggin' Majeski. Can't get away from him in this race. Much better. Underneath the boss, Carl Long. Ryan Sieg gets pushed almost to the bottom lane by Morgan Shepherd. So that's fairly interesting. I wonder if Morgan Shepherd's upset with Ryan Sieg for any reasons. In fact, they're all starting to run the bottom. That's interesting. Oh, look at this. Multiple lanes of racing being used. That's why I will say, friggin' 704 Games, they did a great job with this track. The AI race really, really realistically here. And it's quite a bit of fun to run Homestead. Oh, I did it again. What in the... What was J.J. Yaley doing? There's a yellow. And still nobody coming in the pits. What? Are they ever going to come in? Well, we've got 6 positions here. We've got 6 positions. Nobody's pit. We're going to come in again. I'm just going to keep taking these fresh tires. You're going to keep giving me opportunities. I'm going to take those fresh tires every single time. It's 6 positions. Watch this. Watch this, fam. We're going to have it. We're going to have 6 positions in turn 1. Guarantee it. We're going to get them. 16 to go in stage number 2. All right, 2, 4.
Hold your line.
Oh, almost got 6. Couldn't quite get it. I tried to get up to 34th. Majeski has it. I wanted it. Couldn't quite get it. Well, here comes Yaley. Well, there you go, Yaley. You.
Clear high.
Thanks, Carl. Appreciate it. Bye, Yaley.
Car high.
Look at JJ Yaley. What is his problem? Somebody in the last video said JJ Yaley is trash. I don't know if they were being serious or talking about the game, but I thought it was funny regardless.
Hold low. Stay right there.
Because boy, is he driving like trash. Look at this.
Stay low. Hold
You
your
got a
line.
wrecked car, mate. Why you keep trying to wreck me? Why you mad, bro? He's mad, because he's
Hey, hold on, hold your
bad. Look at that. I just drove underneath JJ Yaley. See you in the Cup Series. Oh, wait. Was that too savage? I feel like that was too savage. Too savage for you, bro. Now we drive off into turn number 1 and 2. And we're catching Majeski, who's another absolute doorknob. We're going to try to get underneath him as well. I think we will. I think I can. That was a little bit touch and go there. Well, now we've got some 4 wide action out in front of me. Ryan Sieg, David Starr, Joey Gase. I know Joey Gase always tries to wreck me, so you gotta be careful with him. Look at this speed. Look at the speed I'm carrying through turns 1 and 2. And using that loose race car to get all the way down to the bottom. We're 4 wide underneath several cars. Light, Star, Gase.
Stay on the bottom.
Look at
Hold your
that.
line.
Look at this.
All right.
Dirt tracking. Dirt tracking in the turn. Oh, no. Oh.
Caution. Caution. Watch for debris.
I was almost dead right there. I almost died. There's your clickbait title, you SOBs who make fun of me for the titles. Okay, that's enough of that. We're not going to pit this time. We're going to go for it. We're going to stay out. Screw it. We're taking some track position. I know Steven Lights is going to drive me right into the wall.
Almost ready.
Because that's what happens in these videos, but,
Green.
you know. Back to racing here at Homestead Miami Speedway.
Hold your line.
And we're going to try.
Carlo.
There's friggin' Yaley. Friggin' Yaley. Alright, I'm just going to drive through the grass. And we're right back where we started. So starting on the outside sucks at Homestead. You have to actually start on the inside of Homestead to actually get a decent restart. And Carl Long has fallen all the way back to the back. Fantastic. GG Motorsports Business Management. We are the best team in NASCAR. There's no question about it. No question in my mind. We've had so many friggin' yellows. There's no way. I've got 25 laps of fuel left. 8 laps to go in the stage. So the chances of them actually needing to come in now are slim to none. But if they all come in, guess who gets the lead? Me. That would be nice if we just got a random stage win. But I'm not predicting that at the moment. I'm gonna drive it off here into 1 and 2. Look at this. It's not too loose. Look how easy that car gets through that corner. You guys that I'm preemptively expecting to be yelling at me in the comments that the car is too loose. It's not too loose. Look how well it's driving through the corner. This is amazing. So it's the best handling car I've ever had. No doubt about it. It's definitely not because I set it up myself. And I'm lying about how good it handles. No doubt in my mind. I'd rather have a loose race car, loose and fast, than tight and slow. I'll tell you that. Woo-hoo! Look at that. Look at that power slide. Ain't nobody got the power slide moves like me at Homestead. Nobody. Alright, so we got 6 laps to go. Can we get anywhere near our we haven't even been near 24th since the race began. We have not even been back to our qualifying position since lap 1. Can you believe that? I can certainly believe that, actually, now that I think about it. But we are about to get to the end of stage number 2, and that means the race really is going to start to get serious. Because you would hope that we'll have at least one green flag pit stop during that sequence, but it's possible with all the yellows and nonsense and silliness. As a car comes into the pits, that is Justin Allgaier. That is one of the leaders. So we've got 5 laps to go. We are going to start seeing some really interesting pit stop sequences, I suspect. I suspect they cannot make it anymore because we go up to 39th place. And that was one of the leaders. You'd assume the leaders are the ones burning the most fuel. We're going to find out here as we come around turns 3 and 4 who's coming in this time. Is anybody coming in this time? Or was that just a one-off? Nope, more cars in the pits. Several more cars in the pits. More of the leaders as we're coming in behind Majeski and Yaley, 2 of our biggest rivals throughout this entire process.
Clear up top.
We drive underneath them nice and easy. And by easy, I mean I slid the car and almost crashed it like several times in that corner, but screw it. We're up to 32nd, which is better than we have been. We were kind of mired in 34th there for a while. Now we're going for 31st. Take that position away. More cars in the pits. More of the leaders. So we're going to have a lot of the slow guys running up front here with 3 laps to go. How many more guys are going to come into the pits? What is this lapped car situation going to be like? That's William Byron. All the championship guys are down there. Jeremy Clements. Not a championship guy, but still somebody who's worth pointing out is down there on the apron and not in the race at the moment. And underneath the boss. I swear, Ray Black Jr.'s car has like a friggin' magnet or an oil slick or something. Every time I get behind him, the car slides and... What a save. That was just called lifting off the gas and then not letting that crap happen. We've got a slow car here as well, and that's going to end the stage because that's going to be a yellow, so we get 18th in the stage. Several cars are going to be laps down. This is just going to be a complete cluster now. So Casey Kane has the lead. Several cars laps down. I don't know what's going to happen. That's why we run the race, isn't it? So, we're 26th. Almost got 2 positions from where we need to be. Or almost 2 positions from where we qualified. So we're back to racing. Lupton's going to try to wreck me here on the restart, so we're just going to drive him down into the corner as best we can. J.J. Yaley getting in behind me. Just drive into Lupton. He's keeping me from spinning out right now. There goes Majeski. Bye.
Caution, caution, caution. Watch for
What a
debris.
shocker that is. Another yellow. But hey, look at all the guys a lap down. All the I'm pretty sure all the championship guys, by the way, are in that lap down. Well, Eric Jones will get his lap back, so that's not amazing. But we're not going to pit because we're starting on the bottom. And Lord have mercy, have I wanted to start on the bottom. I don't even know how many more laps we've got to go here. Well, guidance counselor Brad is also starting out in front of me, which is going to be interesting. So here we go. Back to racing here at Homestead Miami. 52 laps to go. Holy smokes.
Hold your line. Car outside.
No, I won't hold my line. Screw
Clear
you.
high.
There goes Majeski again. He saves it though this time. So, no caution. I wonder why Ty Majeski hates me. I can't tell. I actually didn't mean to hit Austin Dillon, but I did. Or Ty Dillon. Just the 3 car. What do you expect me to do? Okay, JJ Yaley. Causing me to hit my brakes in the middle of the corner and turn my car around. Oh, there goes Ty Dillon. Bye. There goes Justin Allgaier. Bye.
Car low.
Oh, these are all the... Oh, Coleslaw is behind me. Coleslaw, you're still my friend, right? I guess so. We'll go underneath the Reese's Pieces car here. Reese's Pieces and Coleslaw. Coleslaw custard. Here comes William Byron, who I know is a rival. So we've got all the lappers here. And I say lappers, but they're really just guys who are lapped down, but they're clearly much faster than everybody else.
Clear, clear. Car outside.
We are clearing the way for Coleslaw on the inside. We just cleared a path for that for Coleslaw to go underneath.
Okay, that's the halfway mark.
And here come all the fast guys by. This is guys all racing for the chase.
You're all clear.
So let's try to spin out in the middle of them, huh? No. Good God almighty. I need it. All right. I'm listening now. I'm going to tighten the car up. It's okay. We've got plenty of laps to go. In this one, as they are all trying to wreck up at the top of the speedway there. They are all trying to wreck. So they all unlapped themselves from me, except for Majeski, who is still in the back, so that's good. So we run the Larson line up top. Really driving the car fast through 1 and 2. Almost, yeah, catching the wall. Dang almighty. All right. But here's the other thing. Those guys who are a lap down, who pitted early, means they're going to have to pit early again. So if we can just run to the end of the stint without another caution. So 25 more laps out of 48. We need to keep this thing green. Think it's possible? Probably not.
Car high.
We're certainly going to give it the old college try, no doubt about it. As I get into David Starr, and do not get a very good run off the corner. So that means Brandon Jones and Dylan Lupton all going to go around me. Ryan Sieg really trying to get into the back of me there. Couldn't quite get there, thankfully. And we'll actually be slow enough off the corner that the thing's not wrecking loose. And we'll get up in front of Lupton, block him just a little bit, just to try to get that good, nice clean run into 1 and 2, which we managed to do. Oh my God, we actually passed Ray Black Jr. without spinning out. I'm going to hold my breath on that one because I don't know if we're going to get wrecked here in 3 and 4. Thanks, Armstrong. You're a nice person, Armstrong. I really appreciate that.
Car high. Bottom clear. Car inside.
Oh, good God. Still oh, no. There's the yellow. Fudge monkeys. That's exactly what I didn't want. Well, screw it. 4 tires, fuel, repairs. Oh, I forgot to freaking tighten the car up. Oops.
Ready.
That was a mistake.
Steady. Okay. Hard out there. Going green. Low. Green flag.
And I've got a rival in William Byron behind me, who is going to try to kill me. We get here into 1 and 2. Coleslaw powers activate. Yes. Thank you, Coleslaw. Appreciate it.
Car high.
Good God almighty, man. And we're going to fall all the way to the back. Screw it. We're just going to let them go by. Screw them and screw you guys. I'm going home. Which is why this is the retirement Xfinity race. This Jeremy Clements gets pushed up into the wall by Elliott Sadler.
Still there.
Not a real shocker. Sadler's trying to win a championship, and that means he's going to push Xfinity regulars into the wall.
Hold your line. Clear high.
Or not Xfinity regulars, but, you know, Xfinity drivers who have never had a shot in Cup. How about that? Look at that run through 1 and 2. Now we're behind Ray Black, who we just have not been able to freaking pass all race. But Justin Allgaier's cutting that path down low. So maybe he can help us out. I know Allgaier does not like me. But we get that run down to the inside and in front of Morgan Shepherd. Let Morgan give us a bit of a shove down the straightaway. Now into turn 1. Suddenly the cars come alive, despite the fact that I haven't touched the wedge. Haven't tightened it up, but I guess following Justin Allgaier was a good idea because we are coming through the pack in a hurry. And Logano's going to try to make that blocking move. I should have gone to the inside. I wasn't smart enough. So I lost a little bit of my momentum there. Allgaier goes around the outside. I don't trust going around the outside of people who want to crash me at every turn. Look at that run on the inside underneath all the flex shot cars. Woohoo! Look at that run. Look at that friggin' run. And here comes Allgaier back to the outside. He's trying to get his lap back. He's a lap down. Or no, he's not. I am racing him. Never mind. I thought he was a lap down, but he must have gotten the free pass, so never mind. Ignore what I just said. It was wrong. So we're racing Allgaier for position, but Allgaier's cutting that path for us to get through. So I'm appreciating that. Blake Cook trying to sneak to the inside. He's another one who's a rival. Bubba Wallace, ironically enough, is one of the few drivers who is not a rival of mine. So Bubba at least raced me clean there. So we work down the inside here of Eric Jones, who is also racing for the championship today. Despite the fact that he's a full-time Cup driver. I guess this is the 2016 season. I don't know. I don't know what the logic of the canon of this universe is, but screw it. We're underneath Joey Gase here. Another guy we're going to be seeing in the Cup Series. Here comes Blake Cook, giving me a little bit of a lot of a shove into turn 1. And we're just going to dirt track it through there. Couldn't quite keep the speed up. Around goes Joey Gase. Did he go around? He's trying to wreck. He didn't. I stayed low because I didn't want to wreck myself. Here comes Logano down to the inside. He's trying to ram me while he has the chance, but couldn't do it. Wow, look at that. It was William Byron and Ross Chastain and Joey Logano back there, and they all missed me. I thought one of them was going to hit me, but nope, that didn't happen. So now underneath Joey Gase. Nice, good run here. In behind Bubba. I saw a funny tweet from Bubba the other day. He said, yeah, don't call me Bubba Wallace Jr. My dad's name's not Bubba. And I was like, oh, yeah, that does make sense. I don't think I've ever called him Bubba Wallace Jr., but some people have. So, yeah, Bubba is his nickname. So, therefore, you know, if you call him Bubba Wallace, that means he's not Bubba Wallace Jr. He's Darrell Wallace Jr. or Bubba Wallace. Fun, interesting fact there. Just thought that was kind of an interesting tweet. I am excited to see what Mr. Wallace does in the Cup Series next year, or this year. 2 weeks from now, I should say. So as we get in here behind Matt Tifft, and it doesn't help that it doesn't hurt that he's also in a purple car. That definitely helps his chances, I think. He's going to have the power of Buddy Lazier. And clearly, that is the thing. That is the power that race helped. And their best lap ever at Homestead Miami in the Xfinity Series right then and there, as we are just absolutely destroying the field right now. Suddenly, it took this long, but this car is finally coming on strong. I guess we just need to learn the line from Justin Allgaier. I don't know how we've managed to do this, but here comes Eric Jones to the inside of Joey Logano. We're going to work a little bit high there. Definitely cars starting to push a little bit. We actually are having quite a long green flag run. We still got 21 laps in the fuel tank here. So we're going to be coming in with 10 laps to go. I suspect the rest of the field is going to be coming in quite shortly, actually. Probably within the next 10 laps for them. As we work around guidance counselor Brad, who we restarted with fairly close. Jones again going for the championship, so we're following somebody who is in that Elite Four, I guess you could call them. Dive to the inside, can't quite get underneath Jones. We're going to get in his draft. This is where it gets tough, because this is where everybody's got some horsepower, and I do not have that horsepower in this car. It's all about that handling in the corners and the momentum I can try to carry onto the straightaway. Still can't quite get past Jones. He's going to hang out in front of me. We're going to go underneath Happy Harvick. There's another 41 in NASCAR for you, even though he's not in the Cup Series, as we work all the way underneath. Get in behind Casey Kane. who was leading at one of the restarts, but isn't anymore. We're almost up into the top 10 here with 32 laps to go.
Hold your line.
And I think we are about to break in, trying to break in. Just almost lost it there. Coleslaw is a lap car, I guess. I forgot we have some lap cars up in here. And thankfully, Jeremy Clements is not a rival, so he didn't try to wreck me there. Thank you, Jeremy Clements. I'll try to race you nicely. I'm racing you nicely, don't wreck me. Okay, thank you. And he's 35th anyway, so he's also trying to get past the leader and get his lap back. So we really didn't need to race him there anyway, so just all around, we made the right, correct decision. Now underneath Kevin Harvick, trying to get there. 13th, lucky 13th for Kevin Harvick. And Casey Kane. Then I think it's Annette the Threat. And those are the three guys we're trying to get around here to get into that top 10. Eric Jones has really moved up the field quite a bit.
Still there.
So good for Jones, I guess. Still in the pack. 30 laps to go here at Homestead Miami. Diving to the inside. And underneath Harvick as well. Can we pass him though? Annette the Threat giving us a nice draft, but Harvick just has that Stewart-Haas horsepower. Bye-bye Harvick. At least for now. We're going to run way out wide, arc it in to the inside and get around Happy. Down behind Annette, give him a little bit of a shove there. He's another driver who's friendly with me. Apparently we haven't had enough run-ins for him to get mad at me. Dive it down underneath Annette the Threat. Underneath Clements. Can we get underneath Dillon as well? Finally break up into that top 10. Can't quite do it. Side by side. Oh, that was a little bit close as well. Here comes Mr. Clements back around the outside. We'll be able to slice and dice underneath, hopefully, here in 3 and 4. Underneath Dillon and up into that position. For now, no, he goes back around. 28 laps to go. Fuel tank, 16 laps, so we'll be pitting with 16 laps to go. Oh my gosh, that was close. We work underneath Rhodes and Almirola. In front of Rhodes we go. Thank you. And now Tyler Reddick, who is a guy who has not been very kind to me either throughout the course of this season. To the inside of Suarez, to the inside of Reed. And we can't quite clear either of them. We'll get up in front of Almirola. Dillon's not going to slow down. He's not going to brake. And he wrecked himself. Good job, dude. As long as you don't bring out a yellow, that's all I ask. Well, we got to block Almirola here. We're going to block the flex field car.
Carlo.
And into turn 3 and 4. Ryan Reed right down in front. Can we get him? My fingers and toes are crossed with 26 laps to go. We're going to dive down into turn 1. Underneath Reed. But can we get him? Yes, we can clear Reed. Karma. That was karma. I need to stop making fun of Adam Alexander saying Ryan Reed because of this bad karma. Of course, it definitely did help the ambiance of me almost spinning out and clouding the wall. But at the same time, it was bad karma. So 25 to go, 13 in the fuel tank, 76 laps of 100 complete. Underneath Eric Almirola, can we get there? Can we get there? Can we get there? Can we get there? Trying. Not gonna happen yet. Almirola will continue in that position. 8th spot. When are they gonna pit? Are they gonna pit? Surely they're gonna pit. I pitted way earlier than they did.
Stay low. Careful.
But it doesn't mean that they're not. There are cars in the pits, but I don't know if those are just broken cars or not. Hard to tell. Hard to tell. Remember, the lappers are going to be the first ones to pit because they pitted way back at the end of stage 2 under the green flag. So you'd assume they'd be in, as well as some of the guys who got their laps back through the cautions, like Byron and Jones. They'll be in the pits. Ooh, is Ryan Reed almost has a Reed moment and spins out underneath Daniel Suarez, but thankfully everybody stayed clean. We'll dive it down in here. This is my theory. We have a nice long run here. Is my car really going to come on strong here? Is everybody's struggling for fuel and struggling on their tires as we get in front of Ryan Reed and get around him? Now behind Daniel Suarez.
Low.
And Reed underneath the inside of me.
Clear low.
And another car coming into the pits. That is Allgaier. So Allgaier pits from the lead lap. He was probably second when he came in.
Right there.
So good for Justin Allgaier. He definitely came up through the field, but now he's got to make his stop earlier than the rest of everybody. Look at that split through the middle, splitting the difference between Reed and Suarez. And we'll go up to fourth. So now we're going to start to see lapped vehicles. Cars coming into the pits. It's going to get pretty wacky here at Homestead Miami as Reed makes that look to the inside. More cars coming into the pits. Looks like Coleslaw and Sadler maybe. Regardless, we're going to go up into third place momentarily because Reed goes to the inside. But we're going to slide job him. Look at that. And we actually, I don't know if I touched him, but I think he slid in there a little too hard. He got into the outside wall, so Ryan Reed is probably going to have to pit this lap because he just screwed his car up by trying to pass me for position. So now we got Imps to driver, Brendan Gaughan, and Eric Jones. A couple of bushwhackers. Somebody bushwhacking from Imps and somebody bushwhacking from the Cup Series. They're both leading. But I am only an Xfinity regular for one more race, but we've got the lead. So an Xfinity regular leads here at Homestead. We are coming up to the back of the field, though, and the back of the field, of course, means rivals. So we're going to have to lap rivals before the end of this race, assuming it goes green to the end, which it seems like at the moment it is. That's definitely going to lead to some interesting confrontations as we get through the field here. Let's take a look as we've got 7 laps to go on our fuel mileage. What is the status of the tires? So probably going to want to go with 2 tires. We made that mistake at Texas where we didn't go with tires when we probably should have. We're going to do that this time. So we're going to go with right sides probably only. Probably not going to go with the 4. I feel like 4 is probably overkill. We'll find out though. So we've got 5.7 seconds ahead of Michael Annette, the threat, Blake Cook, another 7.8 back, and then Ross Chastain, 14 seconds, Joey Gase, 17. So really, we're not worried about them at the moment. What we're worried about is these guys who can actually really hustle the cars and have a lot of pace. They will probably leapfrog us in the pit sequence if I had a guess. So as we work down here into 1 and 2, coming up behind the 17th place Majeski, a lapper, but a rival. So we'll try to pass him without too much drama, which we managed to do. Now around the outside of Lupton we go, pass him without too much drama, in behind Carl Long. The boss man. You're not going to wreck your car in the lead, are you, Carl? No, he's not. David Starr staying out as well. David Starr is up to 5th, so we've lapped the field up to P5. Fantastic. Actually, we've lapped the entire field. Never mind. David Starr's in 2nd. And that's just by virtue of David Starr has not pitted yet. Actually, Carl Long is now 2nd, so Motorsports Business Management, 1-2. Look at that. How about them apples? So it may be possible we may be able to get the win here. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting as Justin Allgaier actually moves up into 2nd, 1 lap behind the race. But he is, I think, the car directly behind me on track. So it's going to be very interesting to see how long my pit stop takes and how that affects our position on the track. As we're going to come around the outside of Stephen Light here in 26th spot. He's got fresh tires, but I'm faster than him, even on old tires. Bye, Stephen. Nice knowing you. Down the main straightaway once again. Fuel mileage, 3 laps. We still got a little bit ways to go before we absolutely have to come into the pits. Car kind of slipping out from under me in the middle of the corner. We've got a nice clear track in front of us. Allgaier, Gaughan, Jones, Poole. The car's directly behind me. So Allgaier's looking like he's going to get that championship at the moment. even if he doesn't win. But he is coming up behind me to unlap himself, and that will mean that Justin Allgaier will come in and take the lead of the race when we come into the pits, almost certainly, unless there is a yellow within the next couple of laps. Allgaier all over the back of me. He definitely has a lot more pace. So we've got 2 laps remaining on fuel. Do we come in this time, or do we stretch it one more lap? Here comes Allgaier. He's about to unlap himself. He will unlap himself and go off into the lead, at least for now. We're going to race him kind of hard, and now we're going to come off into the pits. 2 tires, 1 can of fuel. Should be enough to get us to the end in reasonable time. Let's see if that can of fuel takes about as long as the tires. Perfect stop. Perfect stop, boys. That's what we want. So we got 16 laps to go. And oh, and there's the yellow. Dang, if I had stayed out one more lap. Oh, if I'd stayed out one more lap, we would have had the field lapped. But regardless, that's your BS caution. You knew it was coming. Not going to pit. We're going to advance the green flag restart. We're going to be starting on the outside here. But I suspect we're probably going to get wrecked. We'll see. Here we go. Back to racing here at Homestead Miami. Are we going to do what Larson could not do and beat a chaser to the win here at Homestead? Not at the moment. Brennan Poole giving me quite a shot there. And ran the wall a little bit. Thankfully, Eric Almirola is behind me, and he's not a rival. So that's a good thing. But Rhodes, what are you doing, Rhodes? Come on, man. So down to 11th we go. Getting a big shove from Reddick all the way through. Oh no, contact with Brown. And Reddick, you can see how much faster he's running than me because he's just smashed my back end to all heck. The inside. Driving underneath Tift. Whoa, Tift almost gets in the wall there. That's interesting. Still can't get to that lead. Or still can't get that position, I should say. Not the lead yet. Lead's still a little ways off. Absolutely diving it off into 1 and 2. We do get that position from Tift. No, Batman. How many positions did I lose? Well, it doesn't matter because Elliott Sadler decides to wreck me. Problems, implications. Oh, thank God the caution came out. Okay, so we've got. Well, we're gonna be at the back of this anyway. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in, we're gonna repair it. 4 tires, no fuel, and we're gonna tighten the car up. All right, here we go. Now watch. If I drive right to the front, I'm gonna be a little bit salty. I'm gonna be a little bit salty. So here we go. End of my Xfinity Series career. And we're gonna have to start it out here by keeping Stephen Light from destroying me. And William Byron from destroying me. We're just going to drive right into Dakota Armstrong because he's already been trying to wreck me this whole race. So here we go. The end of the Xfinity Series. Good end. Well, we're going to get another shot at ending it. Okay, we're going to try that again, and again, and again, until we get it right. So we got 23 laps, but we're on the inside this time. So, I did like how the car drove off into the corner that time. So it's certainly possible that I made the mistake of having a loose race car the entire race, and just now have fixed the handling to where we can drive away from everybody. We'll see as we get here into turn 1. Turn 3 is really going to be the real litmus test for that. As you can see, just we don't have amazing acceleration through the corners. As we get down the straightaway here, we're already up to 21st. Getting that run. Logano, we're trading some paint with him. We'll be trading some paint with him in the Cup Series, I'm sure. Up to 14th. Yep, this car's way better now. God almighty, I screwed up. Well, we can still go for the win because we got 1 lap to go. We got 13 positions to go and 2 corners to do it. Can we get it done? I don't know. We'll see.
Clear high.
Yep, it's way better. It's way better. Look at that. It's way better. Oh, man, I got held up by Suarez. God almighty, that's it. Well, we won't get the win, that's for sure. But we can certainly get quite a few more positions here. Guidance Counselor Brad's going to try to prevent me from doing that. Bye, Guidance Counselor Brad. I'll see you in the Cup Series as well. This is kind of like a lot of Cup Series guys up here. Dustin Allgaier is going to win this race. He's going to get the championship. We're going to block Guidance Counselor Brad to the finish line and finish our Xfinity Career with a top 10. Boy, I wish I'd had that tight of a car the whole race. So that's it. My Xfinity Series career ends in P8. You can go down through the rest of the field, see where everybody finished, and man, that's it. It's over. We move on to the Cup Series now. So let's take a look at our earnings at the end of the race, the end of the season. After only 2 seasons of NASCAR, we have made almost $6.5 million. So that's pretty good. Point standings. Can we see who won? Can we see who won? No, it's just going to show me in 7. I guess we'll see when we go back to the garage, which we're doing right now. So that's it. That's how we end. Well, we end the season without completing that incentive contract. But Season 2 is finished. Now that the season's over, it's time to take a look at your contracts and sign with a team for next year. So, let's take a look at our contracts. We've got 7 teams available in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. All 22 in the Xfinity Series and all 22 in the Camping World Truck Series. But we don't care about that. What we care about is which team we are racing for next year. We can race for Motorsports Business Management once again. We can make Carl Long happy with us. Don't think that's going to happen. We could race for Rick Ware Racing in the purple Nurple machine. We could race for Circle Sport, the Jeffrey Earnhardt car. We could race for Roush Fenway Racing in the 6, replacing Trevor Bayne or replacing Ricky Stenhouse Jr. We could make Bubba Wallace a very sad man indeed by replacing him at Richard Petty Motorsports, but we could get the focus on the Smithfield, or we could go to Hendrick Motorsports. We could be the successor to Redneck Jesus. We could replace a suddenly retiring Jimmy the Juggernaut Johnson. We could make William Byron a very sad boy by replacing him in the 24. We can make Chase Elliott a very sad boy by replacing him in the 5, or at least replacing Casey Kane in the 5. Or we could go to Ganassi, and shockingly, we could replace Kyle Larson, our Senpai Larson, or we could replace Jamie McFlurry, and let's face it, that would be no big loss. So, let me know down in the comments right now. You go spam those comments if you're interested in seeing what I take to Daytona. Spam what you think. Which team am I going to sign with? What team do you want me to sign with? Make me an argument. Make me a pitch. Make me a sales pitch. Which team do you want to see me run in the Cup Series? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll let you guys know in a special announcement video. And then the week of the Daytona 500, we will restart our NASCAR Heat 2 career mode. I almost called it NASCAR Heat Evolution. That would have been bad. We will restart, or I guess start, Season 3 of the NASCAR Heat 2 career mode with the Daytona 500 for my new Monster Energy Cup team. So let me know again down in the comments. Hit the like button on this video if you enjoyed it. We'll see you a week of Daytona for, well, the Daytona 500.